So, ang worry ko lang na baka si Senator Miggs, hindi niya makukuha yung 3/4 votes. Baka wala silang 18 botong makukuha dito sa RBH. Yun lang ang worry ko. Yun lang ang iniisip ko. Kaya, ang sabi nila, there is a development yesterday, as I have said, na sinuspend na ng COMELEC ang pagtanggap ng mga signature. And I repeat, sinasabi nila and few senators na tigilan niya yung pirma. At yan, may development yesterday, na-suspend na nga. So, yun ang sinasabi ko. They promised us with the speaker na ipasa nila yung RBH before March. Alam mo, lahat naman nakikipag-meet kay speaker eh. Alam mo, pag nakipag-meet kay speaker, gusto magpa-picture taking. Lahat naman kami, di ba? Yung mga bisita, lahat gusto makita si speaker. Aakyat sa taas, ang daming tao. Sabi niya, SDS, pwede magpa-picture kay speaker. Ang daming umihingi ng tulong kay speaker. Di ba? Not only that, ang dami talagang various helps. Sapagkat alam natin, nakakatulong naman po si speaker. Para sa akin yung pictures, wala. Kasi yan, normally, ginagawa natin lahat yan. Grupo kami, picture kami. Pero that meaning to say, pinag-uusapan tayo nga dito. Di ba?
If I may just add, no, I mean, let's not take things out of context. Let's remember that, as public servants, bahagi po talaga ng trabaho namin yon, tulad ng sinabi ni SDS Dong, na lahat ng tao gusto kaming kausapin, lahat ng sektor gusto makipanayam, ang ating speaker, lahat ng mga grupo na ano man ang kanilang interest sa buhay o ng kanilang organisasyon, gusto makaharap ang speaker. And like any Filipino meeting, it always ends with a picture. So sa akin, it shouldn't be taken with malice. It had nothing to do with ill intent, and the photo was just used for propaganda and for political gain.
May I just share my perspective, no, as an ordinary district representative. Questions have been thrown and doubts have been cast on the nature of the People's Initiative, no? A People's Initiative is something that stems organically from the people. And in my district, this has been the case. And I think I speak on behalf of the other districts in the country. As district representatives, we are in direct engagement with our constituents. And when people face us and tell us their problems, mataas ang presyo ng ilaw, mataas ang presyo ng tubig, ng pangunahing bilihin, may kakulangan ng trabaho. And we are in a privileged position to know that most of these problems can be resolved by more investors in our country. We try to put on our thinking caps and legislate and come up with measures. And you know what? If the problem stems in the Constitution, I mean, masama ba na suportahan namin yung initiative ng taong bayan na gusto nilang more information about People's Initiative? It is our duty. In fact, the People's Initiative is reflected in our Constitution. Article 17, Section 2 actually states that Congress shall provide means for the implementation of the exercise of this right. It is a constitutional mandate. Congress should provide for the implementation and the exercise of these rights. So, ako, it hurts me na merong malicious interpretations, nagpa-picture lang kay speaker, nagpa-picture lang sa aming mga congressman. Kami na kaagad na nag-initiate. Para namang kinu-question nyo yung kakayahan ng taong bayan na sila may gusto magkaroon ng pagbabago. This is not something new. Matagal na po, di po ba, Madjo Manix? Ilang kongreso na po. Lahat halos ng speaker. Pinag-uusapan ang constitutional reform. Even the former administration, the former president, won on the platform of constitutional reform. Di ba ang pinupush niya, federalism? So why are we acting all of a sudden that this is something new? This is something like a violation of the sacrosanct Constitution, when in fact many of the senators during their terms as congressmen were supportive of the idea of a constitutional reform. Change is something that is permanent in life, and we should be courageous enough to change what has to be changed to meet the changing times. So ako, People's Initiative to. Malinis ang hangarin ng House of Representatives. And I also believe na maraming senador ang sumasang-ayon rin sa constitutional reforms. In fact, to name a few, no? Pero hindi na ako magbabanggit. Alam nyo na sila, i-google nyo na lang. Ngayon, meron pa nga sila yung resolution of both houses, number 6. Oh, ganun na lang ba yun? Nasa papel? Let's walk the talk. Eh, ang daming usapan ngayon. Meron tayong merong Senate investigation about the PI. Eh, paraki pa. Eh, tinigilan na nga ng COMELEC. And sabi ganun, tama na. O, di sige. Pag-usapan na lang natin, let's spend our efforts on discussing RBH 6. Ika nga, si SP, Zubiri, and much to his credit, made a commitment to the House Speaker na tatrabahuin natin yan, both houses. Tapos, let's not waste time. So, ito lang masasabi ko sana. Let's walk the talk. Kung seryoso kayo dyan sa RBH 6 na yan, pag-uusapan na natin. Let's start the ball rolling. Huwag na natin pag-aksayahan itong panahon dyan sa ating Senate investigation. Kasi sinabi na ng COMELEC, tigilan na eh. So, magtrabaho na tayo. Let's walk the talk. Let's make it happen. And let's show the love to the Filipino people. There's nothing to fear about change. Eh ako nga eh, nagka-change din ako sa sarili kong buhay. Hindi naman lumubog ang langit. Ano po? So, ito Constitution, changing times. Gawa na natin ang paraan. Maraming problema ng taong bayan ang maaring maresolba pag yung mga economic provisions na yan ay maamyendahan natin. Madjo.
Yes, okay. Klaro po sa lahat. RBH 6, the final ng Senate, they want to amend the economic provisions of the Constitution, authored by no less than the Senate President, authored by 2 other senators. So, the senators themselves are telling this country, our fellow Filipinos, na kailangan amendahan ang ating 37-year-old Constitution. The House of Representatives also is in agreement that we have to update that 37-year-old Constitution. So, medyo nagugulan lang ako bakit yung discussion papunta sa People's Initiative na parang gusto lang, bakbakan ng isang tao. Why don't we elevate the level of discussion? Sabi nyo, RBH 6, authored by the Senate President, to amend economic provision. Anong sabi ng House? Yes, we are with it. We are with you, our friends in the Senate, in amending the economic provisions of this 37-year-old Constitution. So bakit, simulan na natin yung discussion, bakit parang, ewan ko ba kung may political motive na to stonewall again? Why don't we start the discussion on those economic provisions in the 37-year-old Constitution that has to be amended so we can help this country? Doon na po tayo dapat mag-debate, hindi yung sino nagpatawag, sino nagpapirma. People's Initiative probably would not have happened this year if all the former speakers, Speaker Belmonte, Speaker Bebot Alvarez, Speaker Velasco, sino pa, lahat ng mga speaker na dumaan, had their proposal to update the 1987 Constitution, been heard, their proposals discussed, debated, and passed. Ulitin ko daming speaker dumaan. Ngayon, nandito na tayo, whether Constituent Assembly, natatanda ako, second term ako congressman, Speaker Lord Velasco, RBH number 2, Constituent Assembly, voting separately, dinansmit ng House of Representatives under Speaker Velasco sa Senate. Anong nangyari? Nakatay. Wala. Nangyari. Ngayon, last year, ano sabi mo, Congress? Pakayo nila ng Constituent Assembly. Konkon natin. Oh, binago. Last year, 302 authors. Constitutional Convention. Para wala ng senator, wala ng congressman, ang tao ang maghahalal ng kanilang konkon delegate. Last March pa, 302 authors. Strong stand from the House of Representatives transmitted to the Senate. 302 kami. Ito yung ang mas magandang proposal. Konkon na kasi wala kayong ginawa sa Constituent Assembly. Ano ngayon? January na. So you cannot blame people's groups who are already exasperated in waiting for the Senate and the House to come up with those very important updates to our Constitution. So, ako, ngayon, may appeal. Let's start the discussion on those economic provisions that has to be updated. Ngayon, if they fear, to sabihin ko na, if their fear is the People's Initiative na hindi namin maintindihan, bakit sila natatakot sa People's Initiative? Kasi wala na yung Senate, pati yung mga congressman, tao na yon. There is only one sure way to stop that People's Initiative. And this I appeal to our friends in the Senate. You pass your RBH 6 and the House of Representatives will welcome it. You transmit it to us, we will welcome it with two open arms. Version nyo na. Kayo na bahala, magbalangkas kung anong version gusto nyo, anong economic provision. You pass RBH 6, the People's Initiative will be dead in the water because everyone knows there can never be two initiatives in the span of 5 years. Unahan na natin. We will be with the Senate. Ipasa nyo, version nyo. Kayo na, a-adapt na namin. Well, no questions asked. Diba? Sabi ni Speaker, maski blood compact pa. Sige, mag-blood compact tayo. Baka iniisip nyo kung ano-ano yung mga guni-guni ninyo. Blood compact tayo, ipasa natin. Kasi kailangan ng Pilipinas yan eh. To amend the economic provisions. We need to update the 37-year-old Constitution. You transmit it to us. We hold a plebiscite. O paano pa magpe-plebiscito yung People's Initiative? Patay na siya. Diba? How do you stop that? Unahan natin. Hindi pwede dalawang plebiscito in the span of 5 years. Ipasa ang Senate version, RBH 6, authored by the Senate President. The House of Representatives will adopt it. Sabi ni Speaker, blood compact pa. Para walang duda-duda na kung anong klaseng version pa. Version na nila, economic provision. So, by there, ang conclusion, patay yung People's Initiative. Unahan na natin. Magsama tayo, Senate and House, let us pass those amendments which our country badly needed.
Joe, I totally agree with you. No? Ang masasabi ko lang, pag pinasa po ng Senado ang RBH 6, I hope they do it with a sense of urgency. Pag nag-commit naman sila, sigurado naman tatrabahuhin sana nila. Hindi naman pwedeng sasabihin, magko-commit po kami, pero uupuan namin and we will take our time. There are times that we have to work with a sense of urgency, and this is one of them. Our country needs reforms, and we should work with a sense of urgency. And definitely, we should not operate with the dynamics of fear. Irrational fear is never a valid motive to deal with our job dito sa legislation.
I-add ko lang, ano yung urgency? Everybody knows. In each administration, if you embark on this kind of proposal, amending the Constitution, yung second half pala na yun eh. Kasi lahat is thinking of another administration. Everybody is in the mindset, if we would want to make this happen and not get left behind for another 6 years, we have to do it now. Kailan po yung now? Feb, March, bakit? Magpa-filing ng October eh. Lahat yan, busy na sa kampanya. Kung nabibisi nga sa investigasyon, what more for their national campaign? They will be embarking already, going around. So ano pa yung timeline natin? So we have to do it now. You don't do it July, August, September, because that is already the election fever. The election fever will be there already. So we pass it now. Actually, version na nga nila. Hindi na kami magkikipagdebate sa kanila. Ano yung mga economic provision na pinopose ni Senate President, authored by the other senators, okay na, pasa nyo na. Gusto nyo i-transmit nandito February, okay na kami. Para matapos na kasi medyo masakit yung mga akusasyon, whether may politika dyan, we want to perpetuate, or somebody wants to perpetuate himself in power, nandun po yung version namin. RBH 6 namin, nandun po. Walang political doon eh. It's an open record. They can check the records of the Senate. It's open. They can check even previous Congress, RBH number 2. Economic po yun lahat. Walang political. So, let us not mislead the Filipino people. No? Let us show to our country that we are one. Pass RBH 6, everything else will be dead in the water.
Yeah, and can I just add, no? I just feel a little bit slighted by some of the comments of our dear colleagues in the Senate. Alam mo, siguro kalahati sa kanila, I can be wrong no, with a specific number, used to be congressmen. And when they were congressmen, every speaker that ever sat in this August chamber fought for constitutional reform. They supported the position of the speaker when they were part of Congress. How come now, na senators na sila, all of a sudden, tumetenga yung constitutional reform? Nasa na yung posisyon nila nung congressman sila? Bakit nagbago? Ilang attempts na po ito ng 19th Congress. 302 congressmen sent RBH 6 to them. But yung measure ni Senator Padilla, hindi man lang umangat sa committee level. So I'm trying to digest now, is Senate really sincere with changing, improving, and upgrading our Constitution? Because if they are, then they should have done it. And, you know, itong mga fierce talks about power and politics, wala to. Wala to. Kasi kung talagang sincero sila, at ito, hindi lang Congress ang nagsabi nito. NEDA chief na nagsabi, we need economic reforms. DOF has stated, we need to lift restrictions. Even the foreign community group of investors, we need to improve the economic situation in our country by restricting foreign direct investments. What other evidence do we need? So now I think it's really up to the Senate to prove to the Filipino people that they are sincere and consistent with their position.
Meron pa because pasensya po kasi we have a committee on rules meeting every Tuesday, 2 o'clock. Yeah. Okay lang ba yung mga deputy speaker maiwan? Okay, so I can attend to the committee on rules. Kaya naman nila eh. Alam naman nila yung stand ng house. Okay, thank you.
It's hard to read good senators' intentions, but my personal opinion is that it is a waste of time. Really, it's moot and academic because the COMELEC has already stated its position for the PI to stop. So I think we would rather, it would be better if the Senate focuses its time and attention dun sa RBH 6 if they're really intent and sincere to push for constitutional reforms.
Yes, I would like to echo the sentiments of Congresswoman Geraldine. Yes, it's a circus. I mean, multi-academic na eh. Nag-rule na yung COMELEC kahapon. NBank, suspended na muna yung signatures. So technically, yung People's Initiative, wala na yun. So I mean, why have a hearing? Diba? Why don't we move forward already? When this has been set aside, let's move forward with the Senate bill. Let's move forward with the House resolution, just so that we can push the discussion faster. Kasi another stumbling block na naman to na ginawa ng Senate para umusad na naman yung diskusyon sa charter amendments. So I hope it's not a political strategy that they're employing to delay discussion on charter amendments, coming up with all sorts of reasons again to na di umano kaya ganito, di umano kaya ganyan. So sana sa akin, isipin na muna natin yung kalagayan ng ating bansa at pag-usapan natin yung talagang kinikailangan ng mamamayang Pilipino.
Tsaka kung napanood nyo, excuse me, kung napanood nyo yung start ng hearing, pinapakita lahat si Speaker, no? Alam mo, si Speaker palagi pinapakita, yung PI, pero sa totoo lang po, no? Kami pong mga congressmen, congresspersons, during break, halos wala po dito sa bansa ang mga congressmen. Ako, like for example, ako, dumating po ako January 13 na. Pero nalaman ko na lang po yung mga signature na yan. Talagang yung mga taong bayan sila mismo nagpipirma. Number 2, yung may gastos yung gobyerno, wala pong, ako sa distrito ko, ni 5 and other districts, wala pong humingi ng pera, hindi kami nagbigay ng pera. Lalong-lalo na yung pera ng kaban, wala po kami binigay dyan. Kaya ang ano ko po dyan, tigilan na po yan. Ang tanong ko po, ano talaga ang gusto nyo? Mga senador, mahal ko po kayo, kami po mga congressman, kaya we are co-equal. Ano po talaga gusto nyo? Gusto nyo bang ibasa yung RBH 6 o hindi? Sabihin nyo lang po yung totoo para alam natin. Yung PI, naka-stop na po. Kaya kung pwede po itigilan natin to, puro yung pamimili ng signature ang pinadidiscuss nila sa Senado. At ngayon, nandun si Congressman Marcoleta. Si Congressman Marcoleta, in-explain niya, during the time of Belmonte, si Speaker Belmonte, pumasa. During the time of Speaker Lord, pumasa. During the time of Speaker Romualdez now, pumasa. Anong nangyayari sa Senado? Dinededma. Yan ang sinabi ni Congressman Marcoleta. Ano ba talaga gusto nyo? Kaya pag si Congressman Marcoleta ay nagsasalita, sinisegue nila yung issue. Dinadala nila sa mga nakatakip na mukha. Doon nila binabato yung tanong. So ako po simple lang, ano pa talaga ang gusto nyo para matapos po tayo?
Actually, just to add to what SDS Dong mentioned, I was following the hearings in the morning, but when they started to control the discussions, when Congressman Dante Marcoleta and former Congressman Pido Garbin were explaining at pinuputol, hindi binibigyan ng pagkakataon makatapos ng kanilang ipinapaliwanag, ay sabi ko, tapos na to. Wala na to, hindi na to para sa katotohanan. Iba nang hinahabol nitong hearing na ito.
Yes, JJ Suarez, napapanood ko nga paano nakakat. And I really thought there was this thing about interchamber courtesy. Parang joke lang ho to, no? Parang ang interchamber courtesy only exists pag election time at kailangan tayo mga congressional districts. Joke lang po yun, ano ho.
Pero ako nagpapasalamat kahit may word ka na dumating si Congressman Marcoleta doon. At least, nasabi niya yung side ng House of Representatives. Sige, tuloy po.
So, ayun po, sana it's time to walk the talk. Yun ang pananawagan namin sa aming mga colleagues sa Senado. Walk the talk. Kung talagang desidido kayo dun sa constitutional reforms na nakasaad dun sa RBH 6, trabahuin na natin. Huwag na tayo mag-aksaya ng panahon. Make it happen.
None at all. None at all. I mean, like personally, my family and I were out of the country. Latter part of December up until the first week of January. So, walang utos po sa amin. Ah, tulad ng isinasalaysay di umano sa hearing na ginawa sa Senado. So, I don't know. I think that's some make-believe story that they're trying to create, no? So, for that, of course, I'm speaking from my point of view.
D.S. Suarez and members of the press, let us not undermine the capacity of civic organizations to organize themselves and to unite for a certain cause. Kung pumasok man kami sa eksena ng mga kongresista, ulitin ko, Article 17, Section 2 of the Constitution states, this is very explicit, the Congress shall provide means for the implementation, the exercise of this right. But in the case of my district and so many districts, we are perfectly aware of the nature of this exercise. As the name clearly indicates, it is a people's initiative. And we are aware that it has to be as organic as possible. It would defeat the purpose of this initiative kung kami makikialam, kami magpupush, kami magbabayad. Hindi kami tanga. Actually, marami nga yung mga nagtatanong sa akin, ma'am, hindi man lang pa-juice kayo dyan o ano. Nagtatanong, wala ba kayo dyang intention? Sabi ko, bakit ako magbibigay? Hindi naman ako nag-initiate niyan. Let it come from the people. Let it be as organic as possible. And let the people be heard. Yun lang naman ang aming punto de vista dyan. At sino ba naman kami para hindi pakinggan ang tinig ng aming mga constituents? I think this is also an exercise in humility. Kasi we, in Congress, 300 plus kami. We are in direct interaction engagement with our constituents. We know the nitty-gritty of things. We listen halos on a daily, lahat, problema, tubig, kuryente, pang-graduation anak, pang-uniform, lahat. We are not on ivory towers, trying to call the shots and determining the fate of the nation based on a privileged situation that we would want to perpetuate. Hindi po kami ganon. And definitely, we're not out there to eradicate the Senate as an institution. We respect the Senate, and we are part of Congress, both houses. It really saddens me to see na parang nagkakaroon ng division based on an issue na isa lang naman ang hangarin, which is constitutional reform. At let us not demonize constitutional reform. This has been an issue that has been going on ad perpetuum and ad nauseam, and it's time to act on it. Yung lang naman po.
Ako naman, kung napanood nyo si Joey Salceda kanina sa Head Start, hindi naman siguro napipikon si Congressman Salceda kasi we are number 2. Yung ibang bansa, nagbukas na ng ekonomiya, tayo na lang ang nakasarado. Walang political, it's more on economic provisions. Kaya kung napanood nyo si Congressman Salceda kanina, medyo buntik na silang hindi naman nagaway. Yung boses ni Karen Davila, iba na eh. May pinipilit, pero ito si Congressman Salceda, ang pinipilit niya kung paano tayo maging competitive in terms of ekonomiya. We need investors, nakabukas na yung iba, tayo nakasarado pa. So yun lang po.
Sino nagsabi na? Spokesperson ng President ba? Si SP. Okay, I think yung nature noong conversation, dapat ang Presidente mismo mag-approach sa House kung totoo nga yung sinasabi ni SP. I'm not going to doubt his credibility. But I think that's a conversation that went on between the two of them. And kung meron man papahiwatig ang Pangulo sa House, I'm sure paparating niya diretso sa Speaker. Magkasama nga sila ngayon sa Vietnam eh. Hindi na ito tatawid yan sa pamamagitan ni SP Zubiri, with all due respect. alam mo, itong Pangulong ito, he ran on a platform of unity. And I see him working to maintain this unity. Ang laki ng pasyensya niya. Had these things happened in another administration, iba na ang tono ng boses niya. Matagal pa, earlier on. Pero still, he is hoping. And I feel that he is working to maintain this unity, which our country badly needs. Kami naman sa Kongreso at Senado, I think, nagkakaisa tayo sa isang layunin Constitutional reform, meron silang RPH 6. Kami dito, na-associate kami dito sa People's Initiative. What's the point of discussion here? What's the point of dissent here? Wala naman dapat So, kaya nga, ulitin ko ang pananawagan ni Majo Manix, ni Deputy Speaker Gonzales, at saka ni Deputy Speaker Suarez, na focus na tayo doon sa RPH 6. Huwag na nating pahabain pa tong Senate investigations kasi what are you out to find out? Tapos na yung usapan Tapos na.
Just my reaction, and this is my personal reaction. I think it's the Senate should look at themselves in the mirror. For the past few weeks, the House has been quiet. We've respected their opinions and decisions, and some of their statements have been very hurtful for a lot of congressmen. Kaso lang nakita nyo naman kami mga congressman, tinanggap po namin yon tahimik. Kaso lang hindi po namin, kaso lang aaminin ko po sa inyo, nasaktan po ako. Kunyari, nung sinabi po nung ilang senador na hindi nyo pwedeng ikumpara ang Senado sa Kongreso. Bakit hindi? Parehas po tayong bumubuo ng Congress. We're co-equal legislative branch. Just because ba they're elected national, mas mataas na sila kaysa sa amin. Minamaliit kami kasi distrito lang daw ang tinatayuan namin at nire-represent namin. At yung mga party list, sobrang liit daw ng boto, hindi pwede ikumpara sa kanila. Pagmamaliit yon. At ako talaga, medyo nasaktan po ako doon. Misis ko, party list, ako, district. But of course, I'm not limiting my job and my responsibilities to my local affairs only. I look at myself as a national elected official whose scope is also the entire Philippines, not just my district. Yes, I may focus 70% of my attention to my district, but also a lot of my attention pertains to what is relevant to the country. So please, my dear senators, huwag niyo kaming maliitin. Diba? Nakakasakit po yun. At saka yung mga ganong statements, sinasabi niyo ko na po, that is what creates divisiveness. That is what creates discord. And that goes against the very nature of bagong Pilipinas na ipinaglalaban ng ating Pangulo na magkaisa at magtulungan. Diba? Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, let the senators look at themselves in the mirror. Let's not talk about what's trending in social media. Let's have the hard discussions. Let's have the difficult conversations. Let's push for charter amendments, and let's move this country forward.
Alam mo, ako po, sabi ko lang, medyo...
Ako may tatanong lang ako sa iyo, SDS.
Ano yun?
Pwede ba ako magtanong sa SDS ko?
Okay.
Ba't yung Senado? Masarap ang buhay.
Alam mo, bakit hindi itong konstitusyon na to, 1987 konstitusyon, parang talaga sila I'm not saying nag-enjoy sila. Tingnan mo comparative. Kung narinig nyo si Congressman Ace Barbers kahapon, ang mga from Congressman Governor down the line, 3 years lang kami. 2 eleksyon, 3 termino. Kami ang santungan ng bayan ng mga tao. Pag may problema, kalabidad, kami ang malapit na malalapitan. Tignan mo yung mga senador. Ang senador ay may 6 na taon sa isang termino. Tapos, meron pa silang re-election na isang termino. Bali, 12 taon. Kaya po masarap, di ba? Bakit hindi masarap? Kung halimbawa midterm ka, may eleksyon ng nasyonal, presidente at vice president, you can run for vice president or president. Kung matatalo ka, pwede kang maging senador ulit. Di ba? Parang ang nakikita ko po dito, parang hindi fair. Pero hindi po namin question yun. Ang gusto po namin, dahil nasa batas naman po yun. Kapag natapos yung 12 years nila, magpapahinga lang po sila for 3 years and then they will go back as senator. Kami po, 3 years, magpapahinga kami ng 3 taon. Pero anong sinabi ni Monsod, Commissioner Monsod, kailangan, during our hearing, kailangan yung senador, pag natapos yung 12 years nila, kailangan magpahinga sila 6 years. Pero nagpapahinga lang po sila 3 years. Kaya siguro, ganyan ang naiisip nila. Wala nang plastikan dito. Wala nang plastikan dito. Yung abolition, mawawala yung Senado. Kung narinig niyo po ako, guni-guni niyo lang po yun. Wala po sa isip namin yun. Wala sa isip ni Speaker yun. Wala sa isip ng mga congressman yun. Ang masasabi ko lang po, 24 senators, pag may sakuna, opo, pumupunta po kayo. Maraming salamat po. Tumutulong kayo sa amin. Pero mga congressman po, kami po ang first line of defense palagi. Kaya hindi po namin yun kinu-question, nasa batas po yan. Yun lang po ang pwede kong masabi sa inyo. Kaya wag po kayo mag-alala. Hindi naman po mawawala yung Senado. 6 na taon kayo, may re-election kayo, another 6 years. Kami, may 3 years. Pagkatapos ng term namin, 3 taon lang kami magpapahinga. Kayo, tapos yung term nyo, 3 taon lang kayo magpapahinga. Supposedly, 6 na taon po kayo magpapahinga. Mga kaibigan natin sa Senado. So yun po, nasagot ko pa yung tanong mo?
Oh, actually, I think Congressman Dong, answered my question completely. It's the reality eh. Diba? I mean, tama naman si SDS nung time. Ako, kasi yun din yung contention ko eh. Dinadivert nila yung attention na perpetuating in power, may political intention to. Babalik ko rin naman sa kanila. Baka, kaya ayaw ninyo, kasi yung politika ninyo, nangangamba kayo, natatakot din kayo, kasi masarap ang buhay.
Yes, Suarez.
So, sa akin, kaya nga, inilaman na namin sa resolution namin, economic provisions ang ating pag-uusapan at wala nang iba. Dahil pag gumandang ekonomiya, taong bayan ang makikinabang. Yun ang amin. Ano pa ba ang gusto ng Senate? Pinirmahan na nga namin, nakalagdahan na kami doon, binigay na namin sa kanila. Gamitin na po nila yon para ayusin na po natin yung ating economic situations by lifting restrictions.
Diaz Suarez, sangayon din ako sa inyo. It's a sentiment that's shared by so many congressmen and congresswomen. Masakit kapag malinis ang hangarin mo, pero pinaghihinalaan ka o pinaparatangan ka ng kahit ano-ano. Judgmental much. Hindi naman dapat ganon. Hindi lang naman kayo ang nagmamahal sa bayan. Hindi ko mo kayo, Senator, kami hamak na congressman lamang. Ganun ho ang iisipin nyo. Walang ganunan. Galangan lang po tayo. Nobody has an exclusive hold or a monopoly of love of country and respect for the Constitution. When you want to improve or level up the Constitution, that doesn't mean you don't love the Constitution. We love the Constitution too.
Ako naman na magtanong sa iyo kung JJDS.
Yes, boss.
Ikaw ba, nabasa mo yung Constitution? Meron bang nakasaad ng lower house at upper house? Wala. Walang nakasaad ng lower house at upper house. Meaning to say, parehas lang tayo.
Isa.
Baka sasabihin natin lower house at saka lower house.
Yun, meron.
Baka, hindi ko alam. Pero wala akong sinasabing ganun. Sinasabi lang sa labas yun. Pero sa Constitution, walang lower at saka upper house.
Ito, dahil nabanggit yung slower, kanina may isang senador na pa-interview. Tinanong siya tungkol sa RB 86, anong timetable? Sabi niya, baka 1 taon. Diyos ko po, Rudy. 1 taon pa. I mean, do you understand? My dear friends in media, baka 1 taon pa. number 8 na tayo sa kahulihan, in Southeast Asia. Number 2 tayo sa baba. I mean, what do we want to do with our country? Right? Are we gonna focus on what's trending in social media, in Facebook, in Twitter, and in YouTube and Instagram? Or are we gonna talk about the real issues that we need to talk about as public servants? Diba? So I think, I just want to, of course, react on what SDS Dong said.
Ako naman may tanong para
senador
sa
sila at congressman kami, pare-parehas lang naman po kami. Huwag naman nyo kaming sasabihan na nationally elected kami, distrito lang kayo, party list lang kayo, mas maraming boto namin kaysa sa inyo, apples and oranges. Excuse me bakit pagdating ng kampanyahan, sa amin naman kayo lumalapit at humihingi ng tulong Kaso lang pag nanalo na kayo, iba na ang levels natin. Pare-parehas lang tayong Pilipino. Pare-parehas lang tayong anak ng Diyos. Diba? Dapat, respetuhan din tayo sa isa't isa.
Diaz Suarez, may question naman ako para sa inyo. Okay, gano'n, no? Nagtanungan kami. Diaz Suarez, do you think may kapasidad naman ng ating mga senador para i-discuss ang RBH 6 at aprobahan na kung gugustuhin nila with a sense of urgency na hindi naman tatagal ng isang taon? Palagay niyo ba may kakayahan sila?
Pwede ko ba sagutin yung tanong mo,
Opo.
Geraldine? Alam mo, sa 24 senators, bilib ako talaga. Kahit nanonood po sila, bilib ako kay Robin Hood Padilla. Isipin mo, favor siya sa economic provision basta con us. Favor siya sa economic provision. At siya lang ang senador nag-file ng resolution ng federalism. Meaning to say, broad-minded si Senator Senator Robin Hood Padilla. Kaya minsan tinawagan niya ako, kasi ako ang author ng RBH number 1, tinawagan niya ako. Ang sa kanya, federalism. Yung akin, federalism. Pero ang problema, maraming dumidepensa, maraming gumagwardya. Hindi kami natuloy. So, I salute you, Senator Robin Hood Padilla. Thank you.
Paano po yung iba?
Yung tanong po ninyo, address sa akin, Congresswoman Geraldine, do I think they can? Well, it's something that I pray for every day. It's something that I pray for every day. That they sana they see the light. And, if there's a will, there's a way.
We are not mind readers, actually. It's hard to guess the intention of the good Senator Marcos, and we have to assume that she is doing it with the best of intentions for our country. In the same way that we should assume that the House Speaker works with the best interest of the Filipino nation at heart. So yun lang ang masasabi ko. Is between them and God. And of course, sa public perception naman po, the achievements and performance of our speaker will speak for themselves. So walang feeling insecure po dito sa House of Representatives. Taas na po kami, malinis ang aming hangarin. We're working and doing our part. So I think the Senate should also correspond, and medyo tapatan din naman niya, no? Pinagmamalaki nga natin, Diaz Suarez, pati sa rollout ng ating social services sa ating mga distrito. Ang total niya, ano? Meron tayong pondo ng 20 billion pesos sa mga tupad, AICS, etc. etc. 80% ng rollout dito sa House of Representatives, maitanong ko doon sa Senado, 24 lang naman sila. They have bigger amount ng kanilang social services funds, parang kailangan pa yata yan nilang tapatan. Friendly challenge lang naman po sa kanila na i-roll out na po rin yung mga social services. Yan po ay ginagawa ng aming House Speaker, kaya wala akong dahilan kung bakit maging masama ang perception ng taong bayan. Bagkus, alam namin yan, sa aming mga distrito, mataas po ang pagtingin at paggalang sa aming speaker.
Yeah, and also, no, I think if you want to evaluate the speaker, check his performance and check the performance of the 19th Congress. Let us not be remiss of the fact that all LEDAC priority measures have been delivered by Congress. All priority legislative agendas have been approved by Congress. The committees are working day and night to make sure bills are properly attended to. When it comes to social services, nakita nyo naman yung ikot ng ating speaker sa iba't ibang mga probinsya para lang siguraduhin na maayos ang implementasyon ng pera ng Kabanang Bayan pagdating sa services na dinadaloy sa bawat probinsya. Sa madarating na buwan, mag-uumpisa na po kami sa oversight function namin kung saan titingnan po namin ang efficiency ng bawat departamento at ahensya sa paggastos ng kanilang pondo. So if you want to evaluate a person, base it on how he works and base it on the performance and on the output. That will be the best determinant in how you would want to judge one person. At nakikita naman po namin dito, kami bilang congressman, this being my second term, this is the strongest and most united house that I have been a member of.